for a bright star shining in the sky night and day.
It could potentially be 15 times brighter than the moon and visible in broad daylight over the U.S.
Comet of the century, photographed by the Hubble telescope. Scientists say the head of that comet about 3,000 miles wide, the tail more than 57,000 miles long. The center area, called the nucleus, is 3 to 4 miles across. That's big.
You can read more about small bodies such as comets and asteroids at www.jpl.nasa.gov/asteroidwatch. What's up for August? The Perseids and a Comet ISuN update. Hello and welcome. I'm Jane Houston-Jones from NASA's Jet Propulsion Laboratory. Comet ISuN, which was visible at a very faint magnitude 15.5 from January through May, is expected to be visible through small telescopes in late August. It should be visible low in the pre-dawn sky in the constellation Cancer, near M44, the Beehive cluster. How bright will it be? Will its debris create its own meteor shower? How bright will it be? Will its debris create its own meteor shower?
Comet ISuN meteor shower, presented by Science at NASA. More than 112,000 pounds of dust were spewing from the comet's nucleus every minute. It turns out some of that dust might end up on Earth. Been using a computer to model the trajectory of dust ejected by Comet ISuN, and his findings suggest that an unusual meteor shower could be in the offing. For several days around January 12, 2014, Earth will pass through a stream of fine-grained debris from Comet ISuN, says Weigert. The resulting shower could have some interesting properties. The debris stream is populated with extremely tiny grains of dust, no more than a few microns wide. They will be hitting at a speed of 56 kilometers a second. They will drift gently down to the Earth below, he says. The invisible rain of comet dust, if it occurs, would be very slow. It can take months or even years for fine dust to settle out of the high atmosphere. Yet another curiosity. The shower is going to hit our planet from two directions at once. When Earth passes through the debris stream, we will encounter two populations of comet dust. One swarm of dust will be following Comet ISuN into the Sun. Another swarm will be moving in the opposite direction, pushed away from the Sun by solar radiation pressure. The streams will pepper opposite sides of Earth simultaneously. In my experience, this kind of double whammy is unprecedented. However, he adds, mission operators undoubtedly will be alert around January 12th for possible anomalies. Skywatchers should probably be alert too. The odds of seeing anything are low, but Comet ISuN could prove full of surprises.
There has been a store of data alignment that has been discovered.
And I beheld when he had opened the sixth seal, and lo, there was a great earthquake. And the sun became black as sackcloth of hair, and the moon became as blood, and the stars of heaven fell unto the earth, even as a fig tree casteth her untimely figs when she is shaken of a mighty wind.
What you don't see in this picture here, in Virgo, the Virgin, is that Jupiter is between her legs as she's giving birth, and the moon is at her feet. Closer to her feet, more below her feet than the other pic. And Jupiter is between her legs, not in the imagery of this picture, but in the constellation itself in the sky. Jupiter will be between her legs. And above her head, you will have Leo, which has 9 key stars in it. There's an amazing alignment that takes place on this day between Venus, Mars, and Mercury. They join Leo in the sky here to form a 12-star crown above her head. Perfectly. And it only happens on this date. When you want to fulfill Revelation to a T,
and the kings of the earth, and the great men, and the rich men, and the chief captains, and the mighty men, and every bondman, and every free man hid themselves in the dens and in the rocks of the mountains, and said to the mountains and rocks, Fall on us, and hide us from the face of him that sitteth on the throne, and from the wrath of the Lamb. For the great day of his wrath is come.
aquello en el cielo.
Well, switching gears big time now, we've all heard about the end of the world in 2012. But could it be much, much sooner? Well, there's a whole lot of talk going all around the solar system that certain things we've seen recently should be taken as signs of something big right around the corner. From the devastating earthquake in Japan, to massive flooding in the U.S., the likes of which we've never seen, tornadoes, volcanoes, all kinds of natural disasters. And now, we're expecting a comet ELEnin, coming close to Earth, relatively speaking, in just a few short months, expected here on October 16th of this year.
Hi, my name is David Morrison. I'm a NASA space scientist, and I'd like to talk to you briefly about Comet ELEnin. Somehow, Comet ELEnin was responsible for the big earthquake in Japan last March. There's no way a comet can cause an earthquake. In fact, there's no way any celestial object can trigger an earthquake. Let me just conclude by mentioning the issue of credibility. Some websites say that you can't believe the government or NASA, that we are hiding objects like Niburu or the brown dwarf with ELEnin. There's no conspiracy here. There's no danger from Comet ELEnin. There's no danger in 2012.
It's 1.812. Helios right now getting nearer to us by 300,000 miles per day. In about a week, that number is going to be 400,000 miles per day, and it's going to continue to increase. You're going to see more and more volcanoes going off. That's your sign to wake people up. You have 33 volcanoes erupting right now in the Earth, and that number is going to continue to go up as we move along in the timeline.
Think about the natural disasters that could occur in your area. Think about attacks that could come like 9/11 from outside forces. Think about attacks that could come like 9/11 from outside forces. Know what it is that you want your family to do if an emergency arises. But most of all, be prepared. Be prepared.